Welcome back to episode number 21. Crack that can, Matt. You know that means we're that means we're starting another episode of the CFT Fitcast. 21, guys. Man, it's like
21.
It's a good number.
It's like this Fitcast can drink legally.
I mean, no filter on anything, I guess, today.
Yeah, it's about to take things off the hinges. So, we talk about
it's legal.
What do we talk about today, boys? I know we want to talk a little bit more about the Open. Last week we touched on barbell cycling and aerobic capacity and the importance of both of those. Just a few days ago, we had the aerobic capacity seminar, and next up is barbell cycling. So that will have passed by the time this is released, but I know we've got some other ones up. Matt, you got some other ideas up your sleeves that'll be coming up, right?
Yeah, we got a mobility coming up. By the time this releases, the mobility will be that week, the following week.
All right.
Probably going to be on a Thursday night.
Okay. What do we talk about mobility?
Plan of attack, planning your mobility, working on things that you're not great at, getting positions ready, most common positions like squats and overhead, keeping it general, giving you more of guidance on what you should be doing before and after.
Recovery is very important, right? We don't want people beat up all week and not training for general fitness, just to do one workout a week. So, that recovery is extremely important. Vinny, I know you've been really encouraging people to look into independent design, getting some accessory work, custom work to get ready for the Open, fixing weaknesses. I'm a big fan of skill sessions, 30-minute skill sessions. What do you got going right now? I know you got a lot in the pipe with that.
Yeah, I think definitely we're seeing a lot of members that are really wanting to prep even more for the Open, whether it's working on a weakness or just something within their own fitness, and individual design is really taken off here. A lot of members are really starting to see the value in it, that we're not just throwing random programming at people. We're programming
cookie
for
cut
your
programming.
goals. It's intensive stuff. We love using Fitbot here. Myself, Coach Matt. We have a couple other coaches that are
Shout
using
out to Fitbot.
it. Fitbot
Huge
is
shouts.
great. Those guys at OPEX, they're really stepping up the game with how we can supply programming.
Shout out to OPEX.
Our members. And have you seen the new
Shouts,
updated
OPEX.
version, Matt, with the updated metrics?
The metrics
now?
on the side now? Yeah, I like that.
Pretty cool. So in prepping for the Open, Matt, I mean, you've done the Open 5 years now. Chris, you've been a part of it. What kind of things do you see as CrossFit coaches, or even just coaches in general, things that people need going into the Open?
Stamina. That's like literally the one thing everybody lacks when it comes to the Open is stamina. I don't think people really train as hard as they think they're training during the year, and then they get to the Open and they're like, oh, this is so much harder than I thought it would be, and they're left flat, and their brain doesn't know how to react, which is a big thing we talked about in the aerobic capacity seminar, which is if you're not preparing for pain, your brain isn't going to know what to do when it happens, and it's just going to want to shut down. So I think building that stamina, building that tolerance for, call it pain, call it uncomfortableness, call it whatever you want, get used to it.
Mm-hmm. I would say that things that people need to have or work on is, like we're going to talk about the mobility seminar, is plan of action, having a plan. You see a workout, for example, 2014, I think it was the thrusters and row. That was a good one. 2015. That was a really good one. And people's legs turned into jello. And what I saw in Kentucky, that is, in those gyms, I saw people that weren't really preparing and they weren't warming up effectively. So they weren't what I like to call catching their second wind during the workout. They were pretty much dying and burning out. And that's because they didn't prepare. They didn't start sweating before they started working out. They didn't get hot. They didn't get loose. They didn't prepare themselves for what was about to happen. They just kind of rode a 500 meter, did a couple band stretches, and just did it from going from 0 to 100. And all of them slowly burnt out. There's a lot of people that couldn't even finish the workout.
Yeah, I remember that workout vividly. In the one thing that always comes to mind, and it's something that I constantly tell people, is handstand push-ups, man. That's a volume exercise, and they love programming it in massive volume. And it gets people every single time. I have yet to judge somebody that has not run into a wall when it comes to handstand push-ups. And it kills them. Kills them every single time.
Faye's pretty good at handstand push-ups.
I don't think I've ever judged Faye on handstand push-ups.
Yeah, she crushes.
But everybody else, I don't care how elite the athlete is, they all run into a wall. They all run into shoulder failure. And that's something I would highly recommend. Volume, getting your shoulders adjusted to a lot of volume.
Push
doing a lot
press.
of lot of
Heavy.
push press. Especially dumbbell push press.
Like body
in
weight.
a seated position. That's a good one where you're forcing your body to stay in that rigid position instead of bending your back, which is something everybody does, which just takes what? Lots of energy away during a handstand push-up.
Less muscle, less efficiency.
Yep. So teach your core how to lock in by doing a nice seated, like your back's up against a wall, overhead press with some heavy dumbbells. Great way to build that strength and practice that core stability. So
What's a core? I don't think I have one of those.
I don't think I do either. I tried to get up off the couch today, and I was like, no, I don't got core. Nope. Not today.
My core is in my ass because that's where I be sitting.
Yep.
And see, that's where your custom individual programming can enhance all those, building a stronger core. How do I program for that? Building a stronger overhead, not just the strength aspect of overhead, but overhead mobility too. Myself, Coach Matt, we're big on a lot of that stuff and trying to put as much content out there. If you're following pages like Mobility Matters or even Mobility WOD, where, a lot of the stuff is derived from, Kelly Starrett, guy's a genius. We utilize
A wizard.
a lot of
He's
his
kinda
tools and a lot of our members that take advantage of the content.
Shout out to Kelly Starrett.
It really shows in their CrossFit, the ones that are getting here before class, that are warming up, ones that are staying after class, like
We see you.
like our producer here who does do the extra work. There
Every
were
time.
barbell good mornings last night. He did them. He did his extra work,
How's your butt feeling?
But even if you don't have time, don't feel discouraged.
Nope.
There's plenty of stuff you can do. As simple as running. When I was building a motor, it wasn't necessarily how fast I was running, but I would try to run a minimum of an 800 after every class. And it makes a difference. It doesn't have to be fast either. You're just expanding that lung capacity, and that lung capacity is massive. You start running today after class, and you do an 800 every time, and then if you start feeling good and it gets pretty easy, bump it up to a mile. It's still no more than 10 minutes after class. It's not a lot of extra time. Come back in, grab your stuff, and take off. And I'm telling you, that will build tremendous amounts of additional conditioning in your body in time for the Open.
And your body can adapt to that. Just don't think that it's 800 meters or a mile. Your body's going to slowly break down. If you're doing it correctly and you're doing the strength exercises to get your hips strong, get your core strong, get your feet strong, running like that every day is not bad for you. I know a guy, his name's Cameron Haynes. He's a hunter, elk hunter. Under Armour, sponsored by Under Armour. He runs a marathon a day. And he works a 9-to-5 job for like the Oregon Water or something like that. He takes a 2-hour lunch and he runs a marathon every single day. He said whenever he first started running, the first mile he ever ran, it was hard. And now he's gotten to a place where he can do high amounts of volume because he's adapted to it. And now he's doing marathons a day.
Chris Hinshaw made a good point once, and he said 12,000 meters is about the max he would ever have somebody do and call it a lactic flush. But your general average athlete can run, and his games athletes can run up to 12,000 meters as long as they're doing it at a pace that's slow.
It was like
and
2
still
miles.
counted as 12,000 meters.
How far is that?
Like 7 or 8 miles.
Okay. I got that confused with feet. I thought
Yeah, no,
it was 5,000. That's feet.
That's like 7 or 8 miles,
Yeah.
maybe actually close to 9. And
10K, a little more than 10K.
yeah, it's a long way. So, and he's like, yeah, it doesn't hurt them. They don't get sore. They actually feel better afterwards. Then again, he also only programs running in his workouts 2 days a week, and it's not to be better at running. It's to be better at fitness.
Yeah.
And doing these 800s, you're still running substantially less than a games athlete's running in their one day. combined throughout your 800s every single day. If you're coming 3, 4, 5 days a week, you're still running less than a games athlete runs in just one running block of their workout. So believe me, it's totally doable as long as you're not running at a pace that is considered, strength gain. So you're not anaerobic, you're not sprinting it, you're not pushing your body beyond its limits. You're just at a nice, easy, slow jog. That can be beneficial on a daily basis.
Yeah, not just improving conditioning or your engine, but also recovery.
Yep.
Especially at a slow pace. Great way to cover. You called it a lactic flush. It's essentially what's going on. That lactic is an acid that's accumulated in your body, and your heart is, I don't want to say designed, but your heart doesn't return blood to itself. It relies on muscle pumps to do that. So that's why you see a lot of guys, professional athletes specifically, cooling down on the bikes, the aerodynes on the side of the field to flush, lactic flush, or get the acid out of their body.
Yeah, and that's another thing Hinshaw and I had a conversation about, and he was telling us, a lot of times what he recommends, especially with powerlifters or Olympic weightlifters, is instead of sitting in between their sets, get on a bike or a rower. It doesn't have to be fast, but just keep moving. So what you're doing is you're consistently teaching your body how to put in more work time and pull rest time out. So your body continually needs less rest time and recovery time to be able to do the same thing over and over again. So for a powerlifter that's lifting 3 times in an hour and a half or even less time, and they're doing 3 attempts, if they've trained their body to need 5 to 10 minutes to recover instead of 30, they're coming back out and looking to be optimally ready to go for that second and third lift when that weight is heaviest. Mm-hmm. And if you teach yourself how to do that over time, that can relate to CrossFit as well in terms of the open. There's a lot of times there's an A and a B, and it's been done multiple times before where,
remember the clean and jerk?
Yeah, where you just crush yourself for an entire workout and you're dead, and then you have like 12 minutes to
toes to bar and snatches
to establish.
That was a good one.
A max clean and jerk, and it's like if your body isn't recovering fast enough, you're dead in the water. Mm-hmm. And yeah, even if we're doing this for fitness and fun, wouldn't you want to, lift a heavy weight? Wouldn't it be cool to be able to PR your clean and jerk right after killing yourself in a workout? Doesn't take a lot to get your body to that point. It takes little things, just as simple as a leisurely jog after class.
Yep, just
grab
adaptation.
Your friends, grab the group that you worked out with, and get them all to go jogging with you. It was easy for me to do. Most people will say yes.
And that's the thing, when it comes to things like running, you don't necessarily or really even need the gym for running. I mean, we're not really programming you to run on the treadmill, but if you have one, that's great. If you miss a day at the gym or you can't get here, the beauty of using something like remote programming is if your coaches know what equipment you have available at home, or say you're closer to another gym, or it's running in particular, get yourself a GPS, install an app on your phone, or, come to the gym. We've got outside, that's the beauty of programming for something like that. If you need to get better at the running and bring down your mile time, get better at your foot strike, all of those types of things, that's how programming should be. If you're struggling with thrusters and front squats, the programming will be specific, like today's a really good barbell day out on the CrossFit floor. Yesterday was fun watching everybody crush their deadlifts and their pull-ups, seeing big Derrick take 405 for 8 reps and make it look easy, but it's a testament and perfect example of if you put in the hours and the hard work, those results, and it's fun to watch someone pull all that weight, and it looks easy, and he could have done more, and he will do more, and it's fun to watch guys like that in the open, and that's when it's cool to be the spectator, or in any shape out there. It's fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cool to see athletes perform.
Yeah, no, I noticed Joe Masquelier, man, he had been in for a little bit, came in, pulled 305 for 8, and did the advanced.
Yeah.
Solid, and that's the type of thing where people were like, oh man, I haven't been in for a while, I'm not gonna be ready for the open. That's open ready. pulling deadlifts at 225 and doing chest to bars and getting almost 100 reps in, that's I would say
solid.
that's pretty much a testament to your
Sounds
open
like he's lost a little bit of
preparedness.
weight.
Yeah, that's being able to pull 305 for 8. Now, granted, I can't tell you how he feels today, so I don't know how he's
probably pretty bad.
We
Yeah,
got some sore butts and hamstrings today for sure.
Good.
but yeah, no, that's solid, man. So props to him. I noticed that last night. Gave him a text. You know, if I kind of like to look through the tribe at the end of the night. People will put their scores in, and I'll hit people up and let them know. You know, if I don't see them in person, if I notice something pretty outstanding like that. So, you know, shouts out Joe, shouts out Derrick,
Shouts out.
shouts out,
Yeah.
shouts out OPEX,
Shout out K-Star.
shouts out K-Star,
Shout out Fitbot.
shouts out Chris Hinshaw,
Shout out FitAid.
shout out Aerobic Capacity.
And shout out to our members who have already registered for the Open.
Yep, beat me.
If you haven't registered yet,
We got a list up on the board, on the PR board, guys, that's going. So when you sign up, your name goes up on the board as part of the roster, CFT in the Open. So get signed up, and we'll add your name to the board. And also, if you're a judge, if you get your judge's certification, please email it to me.
Yep. Sign up for the Open and enter to win a chance with lunch with Chris. Wow, Chris, that's generous of you.
That's new.
that is
But
a nice.
Luckily, I like to eat,
What a
so
nice
I'm
guy.
in.
What a nice guy.
That is awesome.
I'll be pulling from the people who get their judge's cert.
See, more of an incentive to not only register.
And
for
by the way,
Open,
it will be going to Mazah, so
Okay.
high-class lunch for
Not
those
on Tuesday,
people.
though.
No, only Wednesday and any other day, fortunately.
so register for the Open and go through the judges course
Yep, you have
do
to have
it.
your judge's
it.
course certification to be eligible.
for lunch.
Yep, at Mazah. Kebabs for everyone. Just the winner. What else we got, guys? Anything else? I think that, we keep hitting on the Open, but it's kind of an important time of year to be continually expanding on things. We're kind of hitting topics that we know people are talking about and asking questions, so we're getting ahead of the game by trying to get this information out to you guys.
Member assessments.
Yeah, definitely. We got an assessment sheet we're building right now. So if you guys are ever curious about where you're at and where you think you could improve, we're gonna have those assessments ready to go here in the near future. So keep an eye out for that. That's really important. A lot of people think they know where they're at and where their weaknesses are, and having a second set of eyes that can look at you from a professional standpoint and really dig into what's going on, you'd be amazed what you find out.
Assessment's a great way to see what you're susceptible to as well. For someone who lacks ankle range of motion and that shows up on an assessment, I can go ahead and tell you, forecast that you're going to have knee pain when you get older as you progress through, and that's going to lead to back pain. And then it's just going to keep building from there to maybe a knee injury or some soft tissue tears.
Yeah, or somebody like me that was clearly imbalanced in the squat, and which caused a lot of hip pain. So, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out why squatting hurt so much because I was balancing on one side. So, I had to balance my squat back out, and now anytime my hips start hurting, I know my squat's out of balance. So I'll put a wall ball or a box underneath me and practice squatting to a balanced position and kind of fix that movement pattern. So, little things like that, man. Last thing you want to do is be walking around in immense pain for no reason, or something that you could easily fix with a quick set of eyes on you. So definitely look out for those assessments. They'll be a big deal. It'll be something we'll open up in appointments for. Appointments only. Official.
Let
We're
us
busy
fix,
people.
Let us fix you.
Or don't. It's cool.
You can stay hurt.
Or you just break.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then we'll fix you.
Then the long injury happens, and then it takes even longer. Something hurts, especially during class, after class. That's why we're here. Ask us, pick our brains. Something's sore, something's not just clicking right or firing. Let us know. We can all put our brains together, and it's like Chris said, it's sometimes an easy fix. Grab a lacrosse ball, grab a peanut, Battle Star, foam roller goes a long way, and we can do a lot with a barbell. If you watch any of the videos we put up, maybe
Our YouTube channel is actually getting a lot of views.
maybe following Mobility Matters if you're not doing it is a good
Shouts
thing.
out Mobility Matters.
Yep, it does matter.
Shouts out CFT Fitness YouTube.
Yep.
That's okay, channel too.
This
Yeah.
kid behind us, Ryan Kirby, he took second to Aaron Judge in a competition down in Southern California. So, yeah,
Yeah.
Was that this week?
that was like last week.
Woo!
Yeah.
Shouts out Ryan Kirby.
We're building winners.
Yep. And he even inspired Dad. Dad's finally getting in here and taking care of some fitness and
It's never too late.
some mobility. Everybody's in here. We'll help you out.
All the cool people.
Speaking of everybody's in here, shouts out Jolts Coffee. We're here today, and she's
Ooh.
decided to make Tuesdays her permanent spot here at CFT. So
Shouts out.
thanks to everybody that supported that. We get coffee in the morning, spoiled every Tuesday morning here at CFT. So
Walk outside, throw up, grab your coffee. Good to
right,
go.
yeah, and then you're awake again, ready to take on the day. And as the weather gets better, we'll have some tables and chairs out so people can hang out, a la the local baristas status, and have their coffee right here with all their friends without having to worry about driving across town. So keep
All
an
those-
eye out for that.
All those damn stop signs.
Golly, it's so good.
I heard there's another roundabout coming into town.
Oh, great. I'd rather do roundabouts than stop signs for sure.
Not me, man. People don't know how to do them around here. I've almost gotten T-boned like 10 different times. It's awful. But, yeah, Jolts will be here for the Open, too. So kind of going back on that Open level, Jolts will be here every Saturday morning, except for the very first Saturday. There was, unfortunately, a booking issue there. But we do have a DJ booked every Friday night. So we're going to have stuff going on every single event for the Open. It's going to be
Don't
big.
miss
It's going to be
out.
crazy. I don't care what you think your Open preparedness is. If you could squat below parallel
Yep.
and you can lift a bar safely, then you're eligible for the Open
Yep.
physically, mentally,
Yep.
and everything above. And if you're unsure about it, check with your coach. CFT 60 members, just check with
Yes.
one of your coaches. They will happily show you the way. And if they feel like you are eligible, they'll show you how to get it ready for the Open.
Run through an assessment. See how ready you are.
Easy.
Get some
Talk to a
pointers and some
coach.
tips on what
All
to
you
work
gotta
on.
do is talk to us, guys. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good stuff, guys.
Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun.
I'm looking forward to the Open. All this talk about it's got me pumped up, man. Such a great time
Like,
of year.
Still like 25 days or something, right?
Yeah,
got a month.
if you're at another gym and your gym isn't doing the Open, you better get on your owner's butt about it
Yep.
because it's a fun time. Or find another local gym. If you're CrossFit eligible and you've done CrossFit or done an on ramp and you want to do the Open, find a local gym that's hosting the Open. I'm sure they'll be happy to have you.
Yep. Head coach Matt, are you going to be planning an 18.0 workout for some of our members?
No.
No. All right. They wanted to know. They
No.
Don't
wanted
need
to
any
know.
heart attacks or strokes.
No shouts out to Dave Castro.
No.
No shouts out.
Well, there you go.
Prick.
You can practice that one on your own safely.
It's fun. You should try it, though. It's a good workout to kind of get a taste of. If you've never done the Open, the 18.0 workout is fairly easy. It's totally doable for everybody, and the standards are quite simple. How long is it? Is it an AMRAP?
21, 15, 9.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's 50.
Dumbbell
Oh, yeah.
snatch,
Gotcha.
and then the
So, yeah, it's quick.
burpees.
I'm not going to say it's painless because it's definitely one of the ones that burn. A lot of up and down. But if you need a taste or an experience to get a feel or to assess yourself of where you are in regards to preparedness for the Open, that's a good workout to do so.
Yep.
Especially if you were one that is being affected by the rules changes to the standards for
The
the
switch.
snatch, or more
burpee.
likely, most of our members are being affected by the fact that you can't walk your burpee back
Yep.
up. You
Gotta
have
kick the
to.
legs back.
Yep, you have to go both feet back, both feet forward. Can't walk it up or walk it down. That will now be
Darn.
scaled. So pay attention to that. Next time there's burpees in a workout,
Yep.
make sure you're practicing that 2-footed takeoff, 2-foot landing to make sure that you don't get in a bad habit going to the Open. That's a lot of no reps for no reason.
It's a good time to practice a good efficient jump too. Talking about mechanics and efficiency. If you're jumping on your toes a lot, it's going to blow your quads up, and you're going to burn in the front of your leg really quickly.
Working on that lateral movement.
I think that's good, guys. I think we kind of covered it.
Love it.
We're going to be back next week. We're hoping we'll have some guests with us, so stay tuned for that. Until then.
More interesting people.
Yeah, more interesting than the guy to my left. Whew.